Have you ever been frustrated trying to figure out a song by ear? It's tough to be beating your head against the wall, trying to find a chord, a lick, or a melody in your favorite song. You know, years ago, I was on a gig with this organ player. He's a brilliant musician. He used to live here in LA, but he moved away. And at the time, Downbeat magazine had just rated him the Organist of the Year. He was an incredible organ player. And we were on a gig playing some Steely Dan tunes for this cover gig. And we were talking about just the harmony in Steely Dan. And if you haven't learned any Steely Dan songs, the chords are very complex. You know, for a rock band, I've never heard anyone play that sophisticated of harmony. And he was talking about this one song and trying to figure it out, and he had just like one beat of the song that he was just looping over and just going to the piano, and he was stuck, you know, and he was just banging out notes going, is it this and this, and trying to hunt and peck and find the notes. Now, some musicians can pick this up really fast and they just seem to have a natural ear, and others it takes longer and they struggle. And personally, I was someone who struggled with this for a long time, and I didn't know what to do. I didn't really know how to practice ear training. And so in this video, I want to share with you 3 simple exercises to help train your ear. And this is for guitar players. Of course, it can apply to any instrument, but I'm going to show it to you on guitar. So the first one is just the simple idea of pitch matching. So you have to be able to match a sound, and you don't need your instrument to do this. You can be out walking your dog and hear a sound, and you want to try and copy that pitch. So let's just say I heard, you know, a note like, and I want to try and sing that note. Now, if I sing above that note, that's not quite it. If I sing below that note, that's not quite it. But if I have this note and I go, da, and you want to start to realize what that feels like to be able to pitch match. And so that's the first skill that you have to get down. So practice that, and you may hear, you know, one time I heard a truck backing up and it was like, it was literally just a G sharp, or I heard an alarm, you know, a real just disturbing sound going. Playing this dissonant interval, which that's actually something called a tritone. You know, Jimi Hendrix used it in, you know, the beginning of Purple Haze, of course. But being able to hear sounds around you and match it. And another thing you could do is, if you have, you know, just take your phone, for example, and let's say you have a guitar app or a pitch pipe app or even a piano app, and you can hit a note. Turn this up a little. Then you try and match that note. Then try and match that note, right? And so what you're doing is you're just hitting notes and then matching them with your voice. So that's where to start. Now, if you've struggled to play by ear or recognize all the notes and chords in your favorite songs, then I want to give you a gift. And what it is my free ear training cheat sheet. Just go to johnmcclennan.com/golden-ear, and you can download this cheat sheet that's going to show you some very important sounds, just like what I'm talking about here, that you want to get into your body and internalize. So when you're listening to your favorite songs, you can pick it up right away. Just go to johnmcclennan.com/golden-ear and grab that now as my gift to you. From there, what you want to start to do is figure out just simple melodies. So let's say I had like da 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 da, you know, just a simple melody. And again, this isn't about being a great singer, but the idea is to internalize, you know, the distances between these notes. So if I go da da da, I know that that's 5 3 1 3 5 1. And when I go to my instrument, then I can, you know, do it in any key. I don't know what note I was just singing. I don't have perfect pitch, but I know the relationships, right? Which is what we're talking about, relative pitch. And I go, right? And then I know where those notes are right away on my instrument. And it could be in any key. Let's say I did it in a different key. It doesn't matter. It's just the intervals are still in my brain, and I know how they fit into the next step I want to talk to you about, which is very important, and that's the major scale, right? So start with the major scale. This is the third exercise I want to give you. So the first one, just to recap, pitch matching. Second one is playing simple melodies, singing simple melodies, then you can go to your instrument, but don't do it on your instrument. Try and do it away from your instrument. Then you want to be able to sing that pattern right there. So if I start on C, you know, if you're, you know, ladies, up the octave, guys here, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. So you have to be able to sing that, and you don't have to say the notes. You could say La, or you could say scale degrees, which would be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. And then you can start to hear how each note sounds in the key and how each note feels in the key. And this is the point that I really want to make, is that each note has a certain feeling. So let's just say I held down the C chord. Now listen, C, that note feels a certain way, but now listen to the D, right? That's almost like that chord, right? Or E, right? That's just a nice, you know, happy major sound. E. Now F is a little dissonant. F, G, right? That's very strong sounding. G. Then from there we have the 6 scale degrees. C, D, E, F, G, A. That sounds like this. A, almost like a Beatles chord, right? Beatles would use that chord all the time. Then you got B. So that B there is like a jazzy sound, right? And then back to C. So being able to sing the scale and recognize what each note feels like. This is very important. So practice those 3 ways, and if you've struggled with being able to figure out your favorite songs and play by ear, then just go to johnmclennan.com/golden-ear and download my free ear training cheat sheet. This is going to be a real valuable resource for you to start hearing the sounds of these notes and just get it into your body. Really, that's what it's about. You know, that's why we're not doing a lot of playing. You really want to do more singing, or it could be humming, and that's going to help you internalize the sound. And then when you hear it in a recording, you're going to be able to immediately identify it. So just go to johnmclennan.com/golden-ear and download that now as my gift to you. As always, hope you enjoyed this video, and if you like this one, I think you'll really like this one next.